Greetings, my name is Tim Johnson. This is Recovery, Strength, Hope and Courage. Do first what you don't want to do most. That's what self-discipline is all about as far as I'm concerned. This is a short video today I'm making because I probably won't be around much for the next couple of weeks as my daughter's coming to visit, and well, both my daughters over the next 2 weeks. So I just wanted to get this in because I truly believe that the recipe, or the true recipe for recovery, doesn't matter how you do it, about connection I talked about the other day, forget all that for a minute, but the true recipe of recovery is commitment, self-discipline, consistency, and something called H.A.L.T, which I'll talk about a bit later on in the video. It's not going to be a long video, this, but I just wanted to get this across because I truly believe without these four things, you won't find the true happiness and peace and freedom that you're looking for. And it's hard work because the definition of sort of self-discipline really is doing things that are uncomfortable, pushing yourself through that barrier, because no one likes to sort of feel uncomfortable. The brain doesn't like to feel uncomfortable. The body doesn't like to feel uncomfortable. But self-discipline is a serious part of this recovery business, if you like. First of all, before that though, it's about commitment. So you make the commitment to stop, and that commitment has to be 100%. I'm not going to harp on about commitment, but unless you've got 100% commitment, then forget it. There's no point in going any further, really. You have to have that 100% desire, that reason to stop, whether you want to use your rock bottom as your reason, or you've reached your personal rock bottom, or you have suddenly discovered, you like I did, you have a reason to live, and that life's too short to piss down the drain and curl up and die. So yeah, 100% commitment. And then you move on to this self-discipline, which is all about overcoming apathy, overcoming doubt, overcoming fear, all things that we don't, as humans, like to face. But on a day-to-day basis in recovery, you have to overcome apathy, doubt and fear, and a feeling of uncomfortableness. And this links right into immediately diet and exercise and all those things that are uncomfortable, facing emotions that you've hidden from in the past, feelings that you've hidden from in the past, pain that you've hidden from in the past, the fear of living free of drugs and getting through that barrier, however long it takes. Because it's not just about coming out of withdrawal and stopping. It's about those first 6 months really after withdrawal. That first 6 months of living clean, which I think is the critical time, because that's the time that you're using this self-discipline, and you're building and forming new habits, which is about consistency. I'll come on to that in a second. But yeah, those first 6 months, overcoming that apathy, doubt and fear, facing head on and those feelings and those emotions that are uncomfortable, and the feeling of physical, the feeling of lethargy and tiredness and apathy and fear, like I say, and self-doubt and self-hatred and loathing and all those things that come up when you get clean from drugs and alcohol or any other addiction that you may be suffering from. So you're facing them, and unless you've got that self-discipline, forget it, because it's not going to work. Because your brain's always going to make an excuse for you not to do something that's uncomfortable. It's simple as that. Your brain will turn around and unless you do it within 5 seconds, like I've talked about in previous videos. And please look back at my other 70 videos. They go into much more detail on these sort of things, but subscribe and like, because more people see them, and that's all I'm concerned about really, just people seeing them and perhaps getting something from them and learning from perhaps my experience, or not, as the case may be, because you just got to be open-minded really. But I truly believe, after years and years of trying, that the thing that always let me down was my lack of self-discipline. Because strangely enough, I've had it in the past, because I've had periods where I've gone through, and I ran 6 marathons over a period of time, and I needed true self-discipline to get up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning before work and train and facing that, and I did it, but then I'd switched that off, and the apathy had come back, and this is why I never really got truly clean, because You know, I always took the easy route out and gave in weakness, because you need that willpower and that strength as well, you know, to go through this. It's a daily thing, an hourly thing, a minute thing sometimes, this self-discipline. And it means you making those choices which you probably wouldn't, you know, if you stay away from temptation. You know, if you like donuts, you don't go into a donut shop, you know, that sells. You have your coffee somewhere else that doesn't sell that, and sells a healthy option, and that's uncomfortable. That's because your brain's telling you to go in the donut shop and take the donuts. So, you know, you have to make the choices that are the right choices all the time, and those good choices. And this is consistency, because consistency is all about building habits. So self-discipline, commitment, self-discipline, and consistency are the true recipe for recovery, I think. Because what happens then, if you keep the self-discipline and keep making the choices that are uncomfortable, but the best choices for you. This is the problem, because 9 times out of 10, um, it's like exercising a muscle with self-discipline. It gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and the same with consistency. So you exercise that muscle on a daily, minutely basis sometimes, and always making the good choices, whether it's food or getting up early to exercise or meditating or doing yoga or, you know, doing your daily chores, or even simple things, simple goals, because it's all about goals and achieving every day, like having a shower, having a wash, you know, because that's in a recovery, that's an effort sometimes. But that's self-discipline, and that doing that daily, even making your bed. Because there's a famous American SEAL that always starts his motivational speeches by saying the most important thing to do in the day is make your bed and do a good job of it, because that's the first task of the day accomplished, and it sets your brain up for accomplishing self-discipline all the way. You're doing it on a daily basis until it become these all these things become an absolute habit, you know. And you may be fearful now in early recovery, you may be fearful of living life without the drugs, but if you practice these things on a daily basis, before you know it, in a few months time, or even sooner for some people, you know, everyone's different, these things become habitual, and these good choices are so habitual that, you know, you're constantly becoming a better person, and stronger, faster, you know, and stronger mentally and physically. Which brings me on to HALT, right? Because HALT is very important, and I discovered this a good while ago. And HALT stands for hunger, anger, loneliness, and hunger, anger, loneliness, and tiredness. Sorry, I got that a bit wrong there. I had to look at my note there. But it becomes natural after a time. Now, what this means is because the body-mind connection I always talk about is truly important in this recovery. So you're practicing, you've got your commitment, your self-discipline, your consistency, your habit to be informed. But it's hard work. You know, it's not easy work. So you have to recognise the signs, because unless you nourish the body and the mind at the same time, um, one fails the other, if you see what I mean. You need to get the best out of both. You need to nourish both, and you need to take care of yourself. You need to look after yourself and recognize signals which may take you backwards and may hurt your self-discipline or your recovery. And that halt hunger, always recognize hunger. It's true, it sounds basic, but people don't, and they don't give themselves the correct fuel. Look at your diet, cut out the shit. Whatever you put into your body affects your body and your mind, and you'll get the best out of both if you put good stuff into it. I'm not going to harp on about this. I've got loads of other videos about it. But since I've altered my body and mind, and strength and energy and mood and everything is 100,000% better than it was, and as well as all the weight loss, which I've lost about probably 60, 70 pounds now in the last year. So, you know, recognize that sign. Anger, anger and resentment. Recognize those things. And what halt means when with all these things is to stop and think. So with the hunger, you stop and you take in nourishment, whatever that nourishment may be. Nourish your body and mind. Anger and resentment, the A, you know, stop, breathe, meditate, do whatever it takes. If it's resentment, get rid of the resentment. You know, forgive, love and forgiveness. I've got other videos about this as well. Stop. The anger and resentment will only take you backwards. It's simple as that. Kindness, generosity, and love is the way forward. And I know that sounds a bit trite, but it really does work. positivity and optimism in the mindset. Your brain, you are what your attitude is. You become what your attitude is. It's simple as that. The third one is loneliness. Loneliness. And what that means also is that if you might need support, so loneliness and support, you're feeling alone, you're feeling frightened, contact someone in a support group, contact a friend, contact someone you love, contact anybody and talk to them, discuss your emotions, discuss the way you're feeling, don't bottle it up because it will lead you backwards. And finally, tiredness. Do you know the most important thing to the human body, and everyone forgets, all this macho attitude is, I'll sleep when I die, and all the rest of it is bullshit. Tiredness, recognize it, be kind to yourself, rest your body and mind when it needs it, whether that's through meditation or getting a good 8 hours sleep, because your body needs it. Your body produces hormones when you sleep, which repair it. It only produces them when you're in deep sleep. Your body, and that repairs your neurons in your brain, everything. If you don't get your sleep, you will not recover properly. It's probably the single most important things: diet, exercise, sleep. Well, probably sleep first. So recognize those signs. So remember, halt, stop, take time out, be kind to yourself. All I would say is if you practice all these things on a daily basis, an hourly, a minutely basis, sometimes you will experience true consciousness. And consciousness is a gift. And as I said in my previous video, we have a very fleeting moment of consciousness. We're on this life, on this earth for a very short time. And I know you hear this all the time, but you might as well live it in freedom and peace and serenity and happiness and make a difference, because you will make a difference, because you'll help other people along this journey. Even if it's just that, even if it's making someone else happy or giving back or helping someone on a forum or making videos or just bringing your family up and setting an example to the best of your ability to your children. You're on this earth for a reason, and that reason is to do good and to live the best life you can be and be the best person you can possibly be, the best version of you can possibly be. Otherwise, there's no point. What's the point of living? There's no point. You might as well just curl up in a ball, carry on with your addiction, not be unconnected and unconscious, and live life curled up and wait to die. And what's the point of that? Because it's only very short. Consciousness is a real gift. Just glanced at this. And something I thought about the other day, George Burns once said, we all get older, but we don't have to get old. So, it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. It doesn't matter, all these videos apply to whatever age you are, but you don't have to get old. I feel younger, stronger, fitter, healthier in mind, body and spirit than I've ever felt in my life, and I'm 57 years old. So, we all get older, but we don't have to get old. Remember that, and live your life free. And, give it your best shot. And, I've just made a couple of notes here. Life's too short. Realize your passions and dreams. And this is what this is all about. This is what the message is all about. And it is uncomfortable, this. And I've said in other videos, tongue in cheek this, but it's written in my bedroom. I have little notes all over the place and goals this up. Pain is just weakness leaving the body. Remember that. It's a bit tongue in cheek, that, but it is true, because the pain gets less every day. If you do this, practice these things every single day, the pain gets less every day. Pain is just weakness leaving the body. And finally, another little saying just to finish off. And it's a person with outward courage dares to die. A person with inner courage dares to live. Remember that, because it is hard sometimes to and you don't want to do these things. You don't want to. Some people don't want to live, and I understand that feeling, because 14 months ago I didn't want to live. I wanted to die, and look at the difference. And it's practicing these things that have made the difference. So please dare to live, live your life free. Do this, and as I always say, and I'm really mean this, carpe diem, seize the day. Today's the day to start practicing this, start to live in life free, start to live your life conscious, and feel and experience that wind on your face and that taste of the air, and nature and life, because it's a privilege and a gift. Much love to you. Hold on if you're struggling, because it does get better every minute of every day. Much love to you all. Bye bye.